So let's talk about the OBD, specifically these ones. This is a budget one, this is a medium, and this is a high-end one. But what's the difference? So this is the ELM327 Mini. I don't know what that means. It was the cheapest one I can get on Amazon. And this was my first OBD. There's a bit of story behind it, and I'll tell you about it in a bit. And this EDIAG Mini, I'm gonna call it the medium budget, the middle range. And this is the IID Tool from Gap. Wait, I think I'm getting ahead of myself, right? All right, okay, let's rewind a little bit. So I own 3 vehicles, a Japanese one, a British one, and a German one. And to control them and maintain them all at the same time, it was a little bit challenging and difficult. And this is what I had to do. This here was my first OBD, and I had to use that one on this car. So you can tell, it's a Nissan Japanese. And then I used the same OBD on my German car. But when it came to the Range Rover, this tool didn't work. So I had to go out and buy another one. And this is where I found this tool. It's called the Gap tool, the IID Gap tool. And I was very impressed with this tool. So what I did, I went out and I did a video about it. Would you like a digital speedometer here? Would you like to add a 2-inch lift to your car without using any tools? Would you like to unlock each door individually with your fob? Would you like to have an EGR delete instantly without touching the engine or take it to a mechanic? And I've explained to you in that video how we can control the computers and the modules inside your vehicle. And I really recommended this tool. But what I didn't know, that this video will become very popular. And a lot of people reached out and said, where did you buy this tool from? Where did you buy this tool from? And really, I was just explaining about this tool. I was just saying it's a good tool. I don't know where you should buy it from. There's plenty of places that sells it. But then you guys reach out so much that I've had an idea. I reach out to the manufacturer, and then I reach out to the main supplier to the UK. And I said, hey, these people really interested in this tool. Would you give them a discount? So they said, yeah, of course. But then, of course, that discount expired, and multiple of you said, well, actually, all of you said, I really like this tool and I want to buy it. But then some of you said, it is expensive, very, very expensive, and I don't work on my car on a daily basis, and I take it to the mechanics, so maybe I should not invest in this one. But then 3 weeks ago, a company reached out, and this company called KINGBOLEN. Bolen? I don't know what it's called. This is a budget one. Actually, on Amazon it's sold right now for under £70, which is very surprising. So I didn't believe that it will work on the Range Rover. So really, I didn't give it much attention till yesterday. I was like, right, okay, we're gonna have to try it. So I tried it yesterday, and the results were surprising. Let's try it first on the VW. I'm gonna try the cheapest one on the VW first, and then I'm gonna show you this one. And then I'm gonna jump onto the Range Rover and tell you what's the difference between all 3 of them and which one you should buy. Now, this item has been sent to me for free for testing, but they have no influence on what I should say in the video. As a matter of fact, they don't know I'm doing this video. All what they had to say is, just mention our product in your next video. But little they know, I'm making a full video about it. Why? Because of what I've seen yesterday. I'm going to plug in the cheapest one first, and I'm going to show you what I can do with this one. So I'm going to turn on the car, and I'm going to show you what I see on my phone here. And by the way, all 3 devices get plugged in on the phone using an app. This one is called Torque. So currently I'm using the app called Torque. So as you can see now, I can view the real-time information, so I can see the rev, and I can add whatever information I want here by going to the settings and add a display, and I can do whichever I want, okay? And at the same time, I can read faults. So if I can tap here and it will start reading faults for me, and I can get test results, I can get graphs, and that's it. That is it, really. It's very, very basic. So 3 things: clear the faults, read the faults, and real-time information. Now, the real-time information, which is the live data, it tells you very little about the engine and what the car is up to. Now let's move on to something a little bit more expensive, which is this one. Let's see how it goes. So as you can see, I have 3 options: all system diagnose, maintenance functions, and OBD functions, which is slightly different than the previous one. If I click on all system diagnose, so let's search for my VIN number. Will it be able to find it? Yes, it found it. And now is downloading the diagnostic software. You see, this diagnose tool can adapt to any car you plug it in. It will prepare the specific software for a specific car. So if you're in a Range Rover, it's going to download a different software. If you're here in the VW, it's going to download a different software. And again, if you're in Nissan, it's going to download a different software, which is different than the other two tools I have. Let's wait for this to be downloaded. As you can see, it says VW software is upgrading. If I go on health report, I assume it's going to scan all the faults. Let's take a look. Yes, it is scanning all the faults. And now these are the results. And as you can see, we have 4 abnormal and the rest is just normal. So let's go to the driver door electronics, for example. Okay, so after clicking on the driver door, I have more information. I can clear the fault, I can read the fault, I can read data. These are the diagnose, which means I can read faults and I can clear fault. But then we have maintenance function, which I didn't have the other one. And here I can reset oil, reset SAS. SAS, I assume, is the steering angle, and also other things. But then this is will become more expensive. So I have to pay for any individual things or additional things that I have to do. I can reset the EGR, as you can see. I can reset the DPF filter. I can reset, I can see here the remote, it looks like, and so on. So I can reset things which I wasn't able to do on the other one. Can I control the car, as in can I program the car to do things? No, I cannot. But can I read live data? Let's give it a try. And now I'm going to click on read live data. Select all, okay. And as you can see here, I have data that I can read. But these data are also basic, but still better than the cheapest one. But it's not as good as the most expensive one, the one that you cannot control this car with. Right, let's summarize things up. On this car, I can only use 2 tools, not all 3 of them. I can use the cheapest one and the medium one, but I cannot use the most expensive one. And on the medium one, what can I do? I can diagnose the car, i.e. read all the faults, I can clear faults, I can do maintenance to it, and I can see live data. Whereas the cheapest one, I can only read the data, read faults, and clear faults. I cannot do any reset for the oil or recalibrate anything. So there's something to keep in mind. And finally, let's move on to the Range Rover. And this is the main reason what I decided to do this video for. And now that we are in a Range Rover, which I think most of my viewers here are for the Range Rover, I'm going to try the cheapest tool, the 70-pound tool, and I forgot how much this one is, almost 500 pounds. So just bear in mind, 70, 500, 70, 500. Let's try this. I'm going to try with the cheapest one, just to prove a point. And it's the same thing. I'm going to plug it in and record my screen at the same time so you can see it. So now that the cheapest tool is plugged in, and you have my screen recording, this is what I'm going to look at. If you can see, the real-time data is showing the revs, okay? If I click on real-time data, showing the revs, but if I scroll till the end, I have a lot of things are not available. EGR system incomplete, components incomplete. The only thing I have is voltage, really. I cannot see any more of that. And then if I were to read faults, which by the way, I know that this Range Rover have some faults, which we'll discuss in different videos. But if I will go on fault code and read some faults, look what's gonna happen. So as you can see, it showed no fault found, which I know that's incorrect. There are some faults to be found. So I cannot use the real-time data and I cannot reuse the fault code. It pretends that it's communicating, but unfortunately it's giving me the wrong data and it's misleading me. So for me, this cheapest device doesn't work on this car. Now, I've purchased different devices from local stores, and again, they all did not work, and they were all about 100 and less. Okay, did not work. And then this is why when these people sent me this device, I knew it wouldn't work, but then I changed my mind, and I'll show you why now. Let me plug it in and I'll reconnect everything back again. So now I've connected the device in the OBD slot, and you can see my phone screen. So let's get started. Firstly, I'm gonna go into all system diagnostic. I'm gonna look for my VIN, and now it's going to start to download the Land Rover database. So it is recognizing that it's a Land Rover. I can read the health report, which means reading faults. I can clear faults, and I can read each individual fault, what it does. Let me show you what I mean. If I go on health reports, okay, now it's showing me some abnormal stuff and normal stuff. Can you see how abnormal is 6 stuff and normal 27, which is more module than VW, which is normal. This car has more modules than the VW. So just bear in mind, it found 6 faults, okay? Now I know these faults are not serious faults, because it's CD player or whatnot, and then climate control, a climate seat module, which I know what it is. It's not really a fault. It's a fault that I need to reset. And then here the image process, which is the camera. One of the cameras not working with me, which I need to see it. But let's click on it. So I've just clicked on it now. If I read the fault code, so if I click on the front left camera permanent and then I click help info, it would tell me what exactly I need to do to fix this problem, which is perfect. That's what we all need, isn't it? And then let's go on the maintenance functions. So again, here with the repair maintenance, I can reset the oil, reset the SAS, but anything else I need to reset, I have to pay additional money for it, which is in the most expensive one, I do not have to pay for that money. It's all included. So now if I go on the OBD functions, it's going to read some data. I noticed with this one, it takes a lot of time to load and then more loading. And now I can read live data. So if I click on the live data, select all, okay. Now I can read more live data, but it's not detailed as much as the most expensive one. So let's to recap about this one. I can read live data, but not all the live data, but it's in the middle, not as little as the cheapest one, and not as good as the most expensive one. I can read all the fault codes just like the most expensive one. I can clear them just like the most expensive one. I can reset maintenance like oil, but not all the maintenance, but I cannot control the car. So that is the difference. So actually you get what you pay for basically. So I'm not going to show you, I'm not gonna plug in the third one, which is the most expensive one, because at this point I feel it's useless because I've already done a video on the most expensive one, which if you want to see it, again, I'll put it in the description so you can take a look. So what does that mean? Why am I doing this video? What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. So that means that we have now 3 different tools. We have the cheapest one, we have the medium one, and we have the most expensive one. With the most expensive one, I can remap the car. I can program the car to do things. I can program new key fob. I can do things with the EGR system. I can really control the car to maximum. But just remember, this is an expensive product. If you have multiple cars, I would recommend having this one. But at the end of the day, I definitely recommend that you should buy either this or that. That depends on your budget and what you're gonna do with your car. If you're gonna be working on your own car, get this one. If you are going to use the dealer or use the mechanic every single time, but at least you want to know that you're safe on the road, or you want to tell your mechanic what's going on, or if you're curious on what's going on with your car, then at least get this one. And again, I will put the video for this one in the description box so you can see what you can do with this product. Now you don't have to pay that much money, you can pay £70. So now I can tell you that this product does work on this car. Get this one if you don't want to get this one, but this one can do a million things more than this one, and that is the difference. Okay, don't buy this one thinking you can do as much as this one. I'm going to leave the link, the Amazon link, for you to go check it out. Take a look at the reviews on Amazon reviews and see what people think about it, because I think you should do research before you're buying anything. Even if I say it's good, you should do your own research. For me, I'm not going to replace this one anytime soon. This is for the Range Rover, this is for the VW, and this is for the Nissan. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was really helpful to you because I really worked hard on this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, click subscribe to see more videos like this, and for love of God, tell me what your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. I think they're coming to you.